Here's how I got my houses from looking like this to more like this in Enshrouded. So let's start on the outside of the house. One of my favorite things to do to add texture instead of just having straight flat walls is to add these little overhangs over the windows. You can do this really easily with a single block of whatever roofing tile you prefer as far as cosmetics go. I like to mix in different textures, which we'll get into more as we go throughout the house, but if you just add these little things, you just do one block diagonally and you can choose stack them in depth if you have a bigger window and want the overhanging to be larger. Here is where I created my own little garden area. Now you can buy garden beds or craft them from the farmer, I believe. For some reason, I don't think I've unlocked that yet. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna make my own. It's really easy. You just put down some farm soil, which you can craft again with the farmer, and then you can rake it around to the areas that you want. And that's how I got these nice rectangles. I also built the garden paths with 2 levels thick of stone. That way they were high enough that the farm soil wasn't going over the edge and onto the path. This one I just used regular stone blocks, and crafted these paths throughout. Again, you can use whatever material you want. I just like the look of this one. Now this is the easiest way to remove terrain where you want to build. Just put down a foundation block, delete it with right click, and boom, you got pure flat space, and it's really easy to make things level. Moving into the interior of the house, this took forever, but one of my favorite things to do and one of the best ways to have it looking good is to utilize all your different building materials. Don't just build your house with the same one, which was how I started, building everything with stone. This one, I used refined wood, I used city blocks, I used I don't know, at least 5 different kinds of materials. And I layered them throughout the house just to give it a little bit more character, I guess. I built most of these rooms using the city blocks, but as you can see as we go through, you can see refined woods, you can see tiles, you can see even the mycelium, I don't know, the mushroom blocks, just to add some character to it. I used a lot of stairways building. I made this house with a lot of different levels because I wanted to have adequate space to bring in all the NPCs. We made a basement. I was thinking it would be really good for storage. I still have to craft a million storage blocks, so don't mind that. This house still needs all of its decor. I'm just showing the basics on how I constructed it. One of my favorite things to do is build your own fireplaces. The ones that come in the game are really good because they give you the comfort bonus, but you can make your own just using single blocks. I would say brick is one of the good ones, but I didn't have any in my inventory for this, so I'll just show you with regular stone. If you put a brazier into the ground, you just delete the ground and put it about 1 to 2 blocks deep, you can craft around it your own fireplace. So just use a block, just do single block elements in a square or rectangle, and then you can also build up like a chimney kind of design so it looks even more unique and more custom. Pardon my missing blocks on this one. But you just stack it up and then it looks fully like its own custom fireplace. Again, another area where it's really good to mix in the elements you're using, because if you just do it all with the same one, it's okay, but it's kind of boring, so it's a little bit more fun in my opinion if you mix materials. Which I only had 2 on my inventory during this, so pardon the lack of diversity here, but just doing my best to show you how it was made. Here's a little tour of some of the other parts of the house. Another tip I like is if you take the doorway blocks, I believe they're called, and you put them along the roof line, you can make it look a little bit more textured as opposed to just having a straight up and down wall. So it just has it stick out a bit. I built a little loft as you just saw, and then I wanted to build this tower. It was our idea just to have a launch pad kind of at the top of this castle so we could fly anywhere. This is the pike. If you know, you know. There's a lot of combat down in there. So now if we need to loot bosses for resources, we can just fly in, take on the fight, and off we go. These are my favorite roofing shingles. I love the red ones. I feel like they just have such a good character. I think they're the brick ones. I forget the names of everything, to be honest, but you'll find them in the inventory pretty early on in the game. Just a little show of all the scenery. And of course, don't forget you can add zip lines throughout your house just to make it way more fun to get around. Not always cosmetic, but fun. So there it is, my first castle in Enshrouded. I did build this up from scratch. If you want to follow along for more Enshrouded videos and other gaming clips, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.